Zamzo and Bristow talk history.
Hi, I'm Dalton.
And I'm Ryan.
And today we're talking about 14 particular New Deal programs, one in particular, which was the Agricultural Adjustment Act, which was stated by President Franklin Roosevelt in 1933. And what would you say was the main purpose of this act?
Some of the main purposes of this act were to reduce soil erosion and to, give more money in the farmers' pockets. I believe that was a big reason for the AAA, or the Agriculture Adjustment Act, to why Franklin Roosevelt created it in the first place. So Dalton, what do you think some of the positives were of this act?
I believe some of the positives on this act were that it was the first thing that helped the farmers get back on their feet, because nothing before that was helping the farmers. And what happened was $200 million was paid by the government to the cotton growers to only plant 10 million acres of land. And they also paid farmers to slaughter 6 million pigs.
Citizens couldn't have been happy about that.
They weren't. So, what do you think some of the downsides of this act were?
Definitely some of the downsides, as you said before, the slaughtering of the pigs, the citizens were definitely not happy about that. Also, most of the citizens were left hungry because farmers weren't producing enough crops to feed them.
So Ryan, what do you think? What was one of the impacts of the Agricultural Adjustment Act?
Definitely one of the impacts was farmers in total got a profit of $1,500,000,000 back in 1936, which is a lot of money back then.
Indeed, but in 1936, the Supreme Court declared it unconstitutional. Later, in 1938, they made a new agricultural legislation, which was based off the soil conservation concept. In other news, a coach from Windham, Minnesota teaches a kid all he knows and ends up throwing a perfect game.
That kid must have known his cuts of beef.
He sure did.
Next time, join us with a live interview with Coach Maelstrom and his thoughts on the game.
I'm Dalton.
And I'm Ryan.
And we'll see you next time.
Over and out. And this has been Zamzo and Bristow Talk History.